you've got a lot to do with the next generation of therapists coming through with teaching roles.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you're noticing about this generation of therapists coming through the university system?
Yeah, look, it's interesting. It's actually been really interesting, especially post-COVID. What I've noticed, and I think it's just, societal pressures around inflation and everything as well. Like when I went through uni and when you went through uni, that was your full-time job. You worked your butt off at uni, you studied hard, and you had a job on the weekend working in a pub or something to just pay the bills. Whereas nowadays, I think, because I know in the chiropractic program up here in Brisbane, we tend to get a lot of mature age students. And so they might have families, they might have, mortgages and all the rest of it. So there's very much more that balance of the more they can do online, the better, and trying to still hold down almost a full-time job whilst they're going through their other studies. So that's something I've found from that perspective. From a clinical perspective, I have found that interprofessionally, chiropractic, because we aren't in the hospital system, we're not in aged care as much, we're very much more in private practice, and we're very much more in musculoskeletal neurological health, is we really harness that for 5 full years. Whereas I find sometimes with some of the physio new grads coming out, because they're pulled in every direction, they have to do a cardiorespiratory area, then they need to do a neuro, then they need to do peds, and they need to do all these different things, they need to do hospital. They probably don't come out with the same confidence in that skill set if they're going into a private practice. So I do feel like the mentoring and coaching, if you will, has to be a little bit more intensive in that first sort of 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I spoke at the Australian Physiotherapy Association conference 6 to 9 months ago, and they did a Q&A at the end with a whole panel of speakers, and there was a lot of questions from the audience. I would say that were also concerns wrapped up around, the progression from university into private practice, given that, well, depending on the profession, at least half are going into private practice and there's just not that preparation for it. So it's even more a responsibility of private practices to have really good training and support structures, CPD structures as well, to be able to train these new therapists into the profession.